It's Gabby, and it's the afternoon. I'm sorry for the grossness on my face and the fact that it kind of looks like I have cleavage, but I promise everything is fully covered, and I don't really have any idea what's going on with my face as usual. But anyway, guys, what I wanted to talk about is I know many of you may or may not have seen a lot of these colleges. I know that UT, University of Texas in Austin, has been doing this. I believe that there's a college or university in Miami that's been doing this. I think that there's also been some of these things showing up at LSU, but there's a lot of therapy and rehabilitation, excuses from classes, for costumes, for the election. Students are getting so upset about the things that are going on that are very minuscule in our world, that they are deciding that they need to take off classes, and they're just so emotionally disturbed they don't know what to do with themselves, which is pathetic. I really when I first saw this, I thought it was a hoax. I thought it was just something they were putting out on the internet because they wanted to get some views, and I kind of still do, but I mean, it seems to have some validity, so we're going to treat it like it does. First off, that is insane. That I don't even know what to say to that. To be honest with you, that it's just that's just insane. But anyway, I mean, like, I'm in college. I've been in college for a few years. I've talked to people that have been in college as well, and this is not something that is typical of college. College is supposed to be mind-opening. It's supposed to be new experiences. It's supposed to teach you to be tolerant of others, because you have to deal with different cultures and people that are not from your walk of life. And so if something offends you naturally in college, you're supposed to learn that, oh, well, you know, this offends me, I don't like it, so I'm just going to suck it up, or I'm going to stand up for what I believe in. But most of the time it's just sort of like, oh, you know, that's weird, I don't believe it, but I'm just going to go ahead and accept it just because, you know, somebody else does and I want to respect them. And that's, you know, in some ways good, in some ways bad, but I think most of you that are watching this probably agree with me. It's pathetic that people are sitting here going, oh no, I saw a clown costume, I'm scared. Oh no, Trump won the election, I'm going to have to cry myself to sleep at night. Oh no, whatever. Like, guys, come on, have a backbone. You know, like I heard somebody say this is the generation that gets participation trophies. I got a participation trophy a lot as a child. And, I mean, to me, like, I still felt the pain of getting the participation trophy. I didn't want the participation trophy. I wanted the real deal, and I knew it was different than the others. Sorry, there's this car swerving in front of me. But what I wanted to say is there actually is a president of, I believe it is Oklahoma Wesleyan. His name is Everett Piper. I don't know if he's any relation to John Piper. But Everett Piper came out and he said that after a sermon one day, this, I believe, is a Christian university. If not, I guess, you know, they had gone to the seminary or gone to, you know, a sermon of some sort. But anyway, so this student comes to him and tells him that he was offended, or that he was hurt by what was said in the sermon. And to make the basis of this guy's letter, which I am going to include at the bottom of this video, and I also encourage you to read because it is based off of what he said. But to make that simple, he basically was like, hey, this is a sermon. If you feel convicted, if you feel like there's something that's just irking you or that you're upset about, that's called conviction. You're supposed to answer the altar call and ask God to help you through it, to have, you know, a spirit of whatever it is that what this kid was undergoing. That was God saying, hey man, I'm trying to get to you. But the kid was complaining and saying, well, I don't like feeling that way during a sermon. So basically, this awesome president of this university comes out and says, look, this is a college. I'm not running a daycare. If you don't like what I'm doing, there's plenty of other colleges that'll coddle you, like the ones I mentioned in the beginning of this video, and you can go there. But if you have a problem feeling convicted, if you have a problem learning and growing as a person, then you can leave. And when I read that, actually I heard it on the radio this morning, and then I've read it since then just to make sure, you know, there wasn't any excerpts or anything I missed. I was so excited because I'm so glad that somebody has said that to these people. You know, you're not always going to agree with everyone, and that's something that I was told as a child, that I'm sure a lot of people were told as children. You don't always get along with everyone, but that doesn't mean that you have to have a little hissy fit, like a little throw on the floor temper tantrum, just because you don't get what you want or things don't go your way. People agree, people do things differently, but they still learn to get along with one another, and they still learn to care for one another despite their differences in life, in belief, in whatever, what have you. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to encourage you to read that, and I also wanted to encourage you that if you are one of these people that is offended, I'm not calling you a pansy, or I'm not calling you less than anyone else, but I am saying that it's important to realize that you aren't always going to get your way. You aren't always going to have everybody in agreement with you, but that's when you've got to suck it up and just say, this is the world, this is how people are. I mean, do you think that as a Christian I enjoy other people saying God is nothing, God is a piece of junk? Like, I hate that, and I stand up for that. But there are other things where people say, you know, like, I don't like pizza, or I mean, there's more serious things in between. But if somebody's insulting your God, okay, cool, stand up. That's basically like saying everything you're based on is trash. And that is completely different than saying, well, you know, I don't like the color purple. No. I mean, those things pass. If somebody disagrees with you on something extremely minuscule, there's no reason to get in their face. There's no reason to cry, whine, and do all this other crap that you're doing or you're thinking. That's just irrelevant and retarded. I mean, I know people hate that word, but it is. I mean, to think that you, in a world of 7 to 8 billion people, are going to agree with every single person is completely juvenile. And like I said, you know, with the whole religious aspect, if somebody told me Jesus was trash, I'm going to get angry. I mean, but I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to ask, you know, if somebody says that, I'm going to engage them in a polite manner, because I mean, Jesus was killed by these people on the cross and says, forgive them, Lord, they know not what they've done. So who am I to go and slap them in the face? Like, I'm not going to engage with them physically unless they do so with me. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you, like, call me out, we get a fight, Holmes. No. What I'm trying to say is there are certain things that you should stand up for, such as something your entire life is based on, versus, oh no, I don't like the president. If you don't like Donald Trump, give it 8 years at the most, and if you think he's that terrible, it won't even take that long. Many people have been impeached, and I didn't like Obama, okay? I think that's been established. That doesn't matter anymore. I mean, even if he gets a third term, I'm still going to stand by that. But it doesn't mean that he's some kind of a piece of scum person. He's doing the best that he can. Some people say, well, Illuminati, one world government. If that's the case and he says he's a Christian, then he's well aware of what's going to occur. So if he wants to usher that in, then I'll gladly go up in the rapture. And to get off the politics subject, there are many things that I don't always agree with. That we do, we learn, we're around, just like you. But, I don't get on here, I don't go to other people and scream, rant, and holler, even though I want to. Because no one, I'm one little blip on the radar. Like, no one cares what I have to say or how I feel about something small. If you, like I said, with the whole purple or pizza or whatever, just these things you just need to let go. Or if you disagree, quietly, calmly, bring it up with the person you disagree with in a, hey, I just want to share my opinion with you, but in love and in calmness, let's discuss this. If it's something you really feel you need to. Don't run off. Don't tattletale. Your parents tell you don't tattletale. If you have a problem with that man said, don't email him. Walk up to him and say, this really made me feel this way. Because then that president, rather than saying he's running a daycare, could have said, son, you're convicted by the Holy Spirit, and we need to pray about that if you'd like to. And maybe that kid would have came to Jesus. But because he decided to be a coward and tell him, I don't like that we went over this, he lost out on an opportunity to hear from God because he was being closed-minded. Anyway, guys, whether you believe in Jesus or not, these things are occurring. God is getting hold of our hearts and making us more aware of these things. And like I said, it's important to stand up for what you believe in as far as God goes. Other things are kind of pointless, but if you really feel you need to, do so in love, don't do so in hate. And I just pray that everybody's doing great. If you have any prayer requests or anything you need to talk about, let me know, let somebody around you know, because we want to pray and we want to be with you during this time, whether it's praise or a problem. I thank y'all so much, and I love you so much for watching my videos. I just pray everybody has a great day and possibly a great week if I don't make another video. Thank y'all so much. Talk to you later.